Hey, what is up guys? So we are going to be doing the deck profile for the evil Darkworld deck that gets rid of all cards in your opponent's hand turn 1. And first off, I do want to mention that this deck is more of a trolley deck. It's not going to be something that you can take into a tournament and actually do well at, unless you have a rigged dice and you can always go first. Because this deck can honestly pull it off pretty consistently because there's so much draw power in the deck. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. If you guys don't know how it works, or if you want to just download the deck profile, links down below in the description box. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, we have triple Grapha, pretty self-explanatory, triple Snow, and triple Protector of the Sanctuary. This is basically the card that you need to pull it off, but you can actually pull it off another way, which I'll show you guys in just a moment. Next up, 3 Bout, because, you know, draw power is basically needed in the deck. Next up, Morphing Jar, which is actually the other way that you can pull off the combo. Next up, we have Allure of Darkness, because you need more draw power. 2 Drag Downs, because more draw power. And another thing I want to mention, don't worry if they discard this card. You actually want this card in the graveyard most of the time, unless you have the Ceasefire combo. You can also use Ceasefire to actually pull off the combo, but yeah, Drag Down, let them get rid of this, because it's actually good to get rid of this, because usually you're going to be bringing it back with Call of the Haunted anyways. Next up, 1 Day at Peace, because it doesn't matter that you're giving them a +1, technically, because you get draw power, plus they're not going to have any cards anyways. Next up, 3 Upstart, because, you know, it doesn't really matter how much life they have. When they have 0 cards, you usually can just win the game by just summoning one of these guys and then bounce it back for Grapha and then keep on recycling, you know, with Gates, and you can just do shenanigans because Brow is kind of OP sometimes. Next up, Darkworld Dealings, 3 of those, more draw power. Triple Into the Void, because this deck is all about the sackiness. It's kind of one of those all or nothing decks. Next up, 1 Pot of Duality, because you don't necessarily need to special summon first turn. Pretty much you special summon on your opponent's turn to basically pull off the combo anyways, so 1 Duality is good. Next up, Triple Hand Destruction. It's a really good card. I do also want to mention the Darkworld monsters will not get the effect when you discard them with Hand Destruction, because you send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, so it's not a discard. Sending cards and discarding are technically different in Yu-Gi-Oh! I know, it's one of those things where it's like you just have to know. But yeah, since you draw the cards, even if it was discard 2 cards and then draw 2 cards, you wouldn't get the Darkworld monsters effect because you're drawing after. Whereas Darkworld Dealings, you're drawing a card, then you're discarding. Basically, what needs to happen is the last thing, it needs to be the discarding of the card. Next up, 3 Gates, because more draw power. Next up, this is part of the combo Disturbance Strategy. Really good card, and you use this, and you have this guy out, and you basically win. One thing I do want to mention, you're going to need to activate this, and then chain Call of the Haunted, or chain something like Ceasefire, and then bring out this card, and then you can actually pull off the combo. So that's basically what it's used for. And then next up we have Triple Call of the Haunted, and then lastly Ceasefire, which is another way, like I said, to pull off the combo. You can technically set this card, and then go up with this, then change Ceasefire, make this card flip face up, and then you win that way too. You can also do it when you happen to have Protector of the Sanctuary face down, maybe you have Morphing Jar face down too. Like I said, you can do it with Morphing Jar as well. It's just really dirty to pull that combo off. As far as the extra deck, you really don't need anything. Side deck is just something there that was from, I don't know whose profile this was, but this was some like YCS build a long time ago that was running, I guess, triple skill drain and all these cards you see below. But yeah, pretty much that's it for the deck profile. It's a pretty self-explanatory deck. Once you watch the video, you'll understand everything real easy. I mean, pretty much you just draw everything as quickly as possible, and then you want to set a Call of the Haunted and set a Disturbance Strategy. And as long as you have this card in the graveyard, make sure you activate this card first and then chain Call of the Haunted, because if this card is already face up and you can't activate a Disturbance Strategy. It's just one of those things where it's just because your opponent can't draw the cards, I guess it just doesn't work with Protector of the Sanctuary. But yeah, very dirty combo if you pull it off, and it is pretty nasty. Your opponent will be very angry, and you can't blame him though, because your opponent starts out with 0 cards. It almost is like windups all over again. But anyways, thanks for watching guys. Asian Eyes out.